Hey, it's 2020 and you decided this year you're finally going to get serious and start investing, but you don't know where to start. We're going to talk about it next on the Firefighter's Financial Toolbox. Hey, welcome back to the channel, you guys. My name is Brad. This is the Firefighter's Financial Toolbox. So it's 2020 and you decided finally with the new decade, I need to learn how to invest. I got to get my investing life in order. Good for you. It's a great place to start. If you're new to the channel, think about subscribing. You're going to get some good information. If you do and you enjoy it, give me a like. It really helps the algorithm. All right, so let's talk about this thing. So let's assume you're a young person. We'll say 25 to 30. You're single, finally got into a job where you're making decent money, and you realize that you have to start saving for your future. You know that you have to save, but you don't know what to say. There's all these things going around. Roth IRA, 401k, Roth 401k, traditional IRA. You don't even know what it means. We're going to talk about what each one of these things means. I feel whenever you invest, it's best to use the most advantageous plans based on your tax situation. Now, everybody's tax situation is different. My tax situation may not be the same as yours, so I can't speak to that, but I'm going to give you ideas to think about so that you can maximize your tax situation to make the most money and end up with the most money in the long run. So the first thing I have to ask is, if you're working and your company offers a 401k, first of all, does the company offer a match? Now, what a match is a lot of times it's an incentive from your employer to make you start saving for your retirement. For example, many employers will offer a 3% match of your wages. As long as you put in 3%, they give you 3%. So let me explain what that means. Let's say you have a career and you're making $50,000 a year. So 3% of $50,000 is $1,500. What this means is if you put in at least $1,500, your employer will also put in $1,500 for you for free. So what that means is you put in $1, he puts in $1. It's free money. Now, a lot of people will argue that it's not free money because it is going to be taxable when you retire, but it's a 100% return on your investment. To me, it's a no-brainer. If the company offers a match, get the match. Now, let's say that your company doesn't offer a match. At $50,000, you're in the 22% tax bracket, you guys. You're in a relatively low tax bracket federally. Start a Roth IRA. Now, what is a Roth IRA? A Roth IRA, an IRA is an individual retirement arrangement. So it's your own individual retirement account that you put money into. In the case of a Roth, you put it in after tax. What that means is you get paid from your employer. Your employer has had your taxes taken out. You receive your paycheck. That money is post-tax. So you take that money, you put it into a Roth. Now, as long as you keep the Roth for a minimum of 5 years, when you're 59 and a half, that money comes out completely tax-free forever. Now, here's one of the other advantages of the Roth. Now, I say this is an advantage, but I put it with a caveat, with a little asterisk. Ding! Okay. So if I put in, let's say, now the limit for a Roth in 2020 is $6,000 if you're 49 or under, and if you're 50 or over, you get an extra $1,000. But let's say you put in this year, let's say you put in $2,000 because you're just starting out. Now, contributions can be taken out anytime. Now, I'm not saying do it. I'm saying, for example, you have an emergency. You have a medical bill that you can't afford, or your car breaks down and you're unable to get to work. You really have to get it fixed. You could withdraw those contributions. Now, you can't put those contributions back in once you take them out, but you could kind of use it as part of your emergency fund if you had to. Remember though, these are monies for your futures. This is not a savings account where you just put it in and take it out. Okay, so where do we get a Roth? Well, you could go to one of the discount brokerage houses. Vanguard, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, or you could do one of the new online, one of the apps, M1 Finance, for example. M1 has a great platform where you can buy individual stocks if you like, ETF funds with stocks, you can buy bonds, you can buy whatever you need. Okay, now each company has their own individual minimums. Some have lower minimums than others, but if you're somebody who likes using apps, there's several out there. I personally use M1 as one of my Roth accounts, and I enjoy it a lot. If you guys are interested in looking at that, there's a link in the description. If you sign up with my link, and you don't have to, but if you do, you'll get $20 in your account, and I'll get a little bit to help the channel. Okay, enough about that. So we're not going to talk about individual things to put in the Roth. We're going to talk about what you do to get it going. All right, so let's pretend that you did get a match, and your match was 3%. So you put in the 3%, you're getting the match. Now I want you to fill up that Roth for the year. Now remember, that's $6,000. So if we put that 3% in, there's $1,500 that we're going to get matched, right? And then $6,000. Now, there's one caveat I'll say before you max out the Roth. If your company has an HSA is a health savings account. This is something you should really think about doing. Okay, so first of all, to qualify for a health savings account, you have to have what is known as a high deductible health plan. And your company will tell you if it is. Now, if you have questions about HSAs, I have a video here that can go into a lot more depth about contributions and how they work exactly. But if you qualify for an HSA, it is the best thing from a tax perspective. And here's why. One thing we didn't mention about a 401k is when you contribute to a normal 401k, that money comes out pre-tax. It lowers the amount of tax that you pay for that year. It lowers your taxable income. Now with the HSA, you have the benefit of the money coming out pre-tax. You get a lowered tax bill. It grows tax deferred, and as long as you use it for a medical expense, a qualifying medical expense, which could be paying for premiums, could be paying for doctor visits, co-pays on medications, whatever, that money is tax-free when you take it out. It's the only triple tax advantage thing in the IRS code, the only one. Now, you do have to have a high deductible health plan, which means that your deductibles are going to be a little bit higher out of pocket. So if you're somebody who uses their health care plan a lot, this may not be the best option for you. The good thing about the HSA is it can grow as long as you want. And when you leave that employer, the HSA will follow you to where you go. It's your account. Okay, so unlike a 401k, which is tied to the employer because it's an employer-sponsored program, the HSA is not. So this year, as a single person, you can contribute up to $3,550 per year for the HSA. So this might be the time where you say, I'm going to get my match because it's free money. So I put $1,500 into my 401k. I'm getting a little $1,500 tax saving. Then I put the next $1,500 or however much into my Roth. And then I put another chunk of money into my HSA, knowing that if I do have healthcare expenses, that money's going to come out without any taxes. What if I've done this? What if I'm really a great saver and I've got my match, I maxed out my Roth at $6,000, and I maxed out my HSA at $3,550, and I still have some money to invest? That's when I would say go back and put more money into your 401k or your workplace plan. I say workplace plan because most people that work in corporate America have a 401k. That's the most common employer plan. But if you're a teacher or you work for a school system, they often use what is known as a 403b. Very similar to a 401k. It's got the same exact contribution limits, little bit varying in how they offer the things they offer in the plan. For 2020, the contribution limit to any workplace qualified plan is $19,500. So imagine if you were able to save $19,500 on your taxes. Then add in your HSA, and that amount would even go lower. Now, I realize most people starting out aren't able to max out all of these plans, but here's the thing. if you start and you get in the habit of contributing to these plans every year, even if it's a smaller amount, because you're younger, you're going to have the benefit of time and compounding interest to build that fortune that you're going to want in retirement, you guys. 2020, we have a new decade. Go out, start your investing journey. Make the first step. If you haven't taken it, it's a big step. It's scary. Ask people. Talk to your HR. Find out if they match. Find out what the match is. Know exactly how much you need to get to maximize that free money. Call up Vanguard. Call up Fidelity. Call up Charles Schwab. Go on to M1. Look around. Find a place to start your Roth IRA. Remember, that grows tax-free. And if you have to, you can withdraw the contributions. If you qualify for an HSA, you guys, this is a plan to use. Anyway, I hope you guys got something out of this. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe. We're growing in numbers and I want the community to keep growing. So, if you feel like there's something I left out on this, please put them in the comments. You guys, I try to respond to all comments, whether they're good, bad, or otherwise. I realize I can't make everybody happy, but if you have a comment, I do try to respond to all of them, at least with a like, but a lot of times if I have a question, I'll use it for a future show or try to answer it or give you a link for something to follow. Thanks for taking the time today, and we'll see you again.